All the horses are in great form. We one or two little setbacks, nothing to worry about, I think. Really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a fantastic festival. I mean, when we saw the people at Dublin Racing Festival at Gorham the other day, everyone's itching to get back, and I can imagine the crowds in Cheltenham are going to be fantastic. The atmosphere will be, I think, it'll be the best ever atmosphere. We have huge strength and depth, right down from the Boodles Gold Cup down to the handicaps down at the bottom, and we're lucky that we have good runners in most of the big races. I'm not worried about the absence, I think. I'm just worried about beating Honeysuckle. She has been unbeatable so far as I know. Even in her two schooling bumpers before she went point to pointing, she won those as well. So Harold Kirk tells me, he was there, and she's going to be a tough nut to crack, but Appreciated did a fabulous bit of work last Sunday week, and if I don't need to build on that. If I can just keep them in that sort of order, I'll be very happy. We've left it until it comes down to declaration time, and especially the declaration of jockeys, which way Paul is going to jump. And I imagine, I don't know what he's going to do, but he certainly has a tough task with Chacun Pour Soi or Energumene. I mean, Chacun hasn't shone when he's gone over there, but it could be tough then for Energumene to beat Shishkin, so Paul has to decide which horse could beat Shishkin. We're going to do something different this year. I'm just going to bring him there a bit fresher. You know, normally we probably train them through the eye of a needle to have them ready for Cheltenham, and possibly this fellow doesn't enjoy that. You know, maybe the travelling will take too much out of him, or the few days that he spends in Cheltenham. So maybe if we bring him there a bit fresher, it might suit him better. I think it could be the race of the week. You know, we think a lot of Chacun Pour Soi. Lots of people rate the other two horses highly. So if they all have a clear round, you know, if Shishkin has a clear round, he's going to be very hard to beat, because he beat us making two mistakes in Ascot. And if he has a clear round, he's going to be very hard to beat on a track that he loves as well. He was just poetry in motion jumping last year. One of the best performances I've ever seen around Cheltenham jumping. And if he can get back there in that form, he is in that form at the moment. So all he needs to do is just have a bit of luck on the day and jump like he did. And whatever beats him will win, I think. I think ALBOUM is. He won in Tramore. He was very good winning at Tramore. I worked him last week, gave him a hard bit of work. I was a little disappointed, but I have been very hard on him up to this point because the fact he didn't race. And I think he's another one that I'll just freshen up a bit. He's fit as a flea, and if he can get there, he will you know, we know he loves the track, we know he loves the trip. Everything is right about him. Then we have Tornado Flyer, who won the King George in Kempton. A lot of people are wondering, would a stiff 3 miles and 3 miles 2.5 furlongs? I actually think he might be better the way he was ridden in Kempton. If Danny does something similar, I don't see the extra 2.5 furlongs being any problem. So looking forward to him there. If ASTERION FORLONGE goes there, he ran a cracker in Kempton too. He just seems to find fences to make mistakes at. If we could iron that out, he must have a chance as well. I think we're all looking forward to Galopin Des Champs. What he did at Christmas was fantastic for a beginner. Came back then in a Grade 1 race, which was a big jump up. He won it well, but I think the difference in pace showed up his, you know, any bit of flaw that was in him. And I think that run will bring him on hugely. I think in time he could be a Boodles Gold Cup horse. I think if Paul is happy to ride him in the Turners, that's where I'm favouring to go. You know, he jumps very slick, and if he goes for the 3 mile race, Paul is going to have to try and temper his jumping, and that mightn't suit. We might do that yet, we'll see, but my first inclination is to go for the shorter race. We're represented by Blue Lord in the ARKLE. He's done nothing wrong, 3 out of 3 I think here in Ireland. You know, the Edwardstone is probably the one that we have to beat. We're looking forward to taking him on. You know, we have nothing to lose. Capodanno was very good his last couple of runs, and I think the trip of the Brown Advisory would suit him, and the way he jumps as well. He's nice and relaxed, but he can turn it on when he wants to, and I think an out-and-out trip is what he favours. STATTLER is in the National Hunt Chase. He jumps very well. I think he has plenty of stamina. Patrick is looking forward to riding him there. I'm looking forward to seeing him in that race as well. So they're good enough at the moment anyhow, to be thereabouts. I was very taken with how Sir Gerhard jumped the first day. Now the second day we made the running with him, and I think he was a little green in front, but I think he'll be fine now that Paul knows that. He doesn't have to lead. If the pace is slow, he'll probably just wait for somebody to come up around him. I think we'll overcome that. I think he's an excellent jumper. He was just in front, he was just a little green, but that'll be okay for the next time. He's a much more relaxed horse, I think, than Dysart Dynamo, but Paul does tell me that Dysart Dynamo will settle. He elected to ride him out the front before, but he said he doesn't have to be that way. I think Patrick might have ridden him in a bumper and settled him in behind and thought he was okay. So it will depend on where Paul thinks either horse might go best. So I'll be taking I'll be listening to Paul a good bit before we do declarations. I think Sir Gerhard will have no problem in either race. If Paul is not happy that Dysart Dynamo will settle in the Ballymore, you know, that might affect our decision. So a lot will depend on what Paul thinks, I think. We run one in the Fred Winter, Gaelic Warrior, and he has some nice form in France, and he might have a nice handicap mark. You know, I think he's favourite for the race now, but he's worked very well at home here last week. We thought we'd give it a go. You know, it's hard sometimes to come from jumping French hurdles back to Irish hurdles, and he's jumped Irish hurdles. We were supposed to bring him up to the Curragh the other day to go on the round, but it was cancelled because of the weather, so we'll get him there before Cheltenham anyhow to do a full circuit of Irish hurdles. I don't see it being a problem, but it would be good to get it under his belt before he goes to Cheltenham. He goes there with only 2 runs, and I think plenty of improvement. I like Care Allen as well. He didn't jump the first hurdle the last day in Leopardstown. I think, you know, he's not far away either. He's a fair tool, I think. I think we've a real good crop of bumper horses. Facile Vega, his form the last day, I mean, it blew me away. I was on the stand thinking, I didn't know whether he was going to win or not, turning for home. And then when he got into the straight, I said, okay, looks like he's going to win. And then Patrick just hit him a slap, and he just opened up. To me, that was wow, you know, I hadn't seen nothing like that for a long, long time. And, you know, we've had some very good bumper horses over the years, so if I can get him there in one piece and he takes to the atmosphere and everything else, I think, you know, he'll be hard to beat. But we have some good bumper horses behind him as well. Redemption Day was very good at Christmas. He missed his Dublin Racing Festival target, but he's fine now. James's Gate won the other day in Punchestown. Madman Game won in Navan. I mean, I'm not sure Mercury will go. He was very good, but he's only 4. I know the 4-year-old's getting allowance, but they haven't a great record around Cheltenham. Possibly he's a big horse. Maybe I'll just keep him at home. But I'll have a word with Connections and see what they want to do. You know, we've a couple of others to come out, but maybe we won't have time to qualify them. It might be just getting too near the festival. I just can't think about them at the moment. We'll have plenty in them, but I don't think we've anything like San Roy or anything like that that's unexposed. You know, a lot of our horses are exposed, unfortunately. I'd love to see Chacun Pour Soi winning. He's, you know, favourite horse of mine, and I think he's got to go over there and get his name on the board in Cheltenham. I'd love to see him winning.